Hey Siri, what is the Waste of Time podcast?
The Waste of Time podcast is an independently recorded podcast that covers a wide range of topics, hosted by Let's Talk Cars host Oliver Giles.
Hello, welcome to the Waste of Time podcast. My name is Oliver Giles. I'm here again with Ben Rose. Hello, Ben.
Hey, I'm back. I'm Ben Rose.
So, Ben, before we even get started, as I think I started off before, we use slides now for our notes, and on our intro slide, which is pretty much a big orange background with the words in bold lobster font on Google Slides, it says The Waste of Time podcast, episode 8 topics. And Ben, what did you write underneath that?
I wrote all sorts of soft, stinky shit.
Yeah, you did. Literally, I'll if I remember, I'll put
Well, to be fair, you wrote all sorts of shit.
That's true, but
And
like
then I just embellished it.
by,
Right?
by shit I meant stuff, and then you turned it into something that could be actually construed as actual poop. So anyway,
No, we're still
it's
talking about
construed.
stuff. I mean, all this stuff we're talking about is both soft and stinky.
That's true.
No, it really is.
Well, that's true. Anyway, that's some very, very ominous foreshadowing for what's to come in this podcast. Anyway, let's get started with the Life in Lockdown segment. By the way, we're back to normal. Last time we did a very heavy episode. This is back to normal, lighthearted, just crazy waste time podcast crap. Anyway, we're back to the Life in Lockdown segment. So Ben, you wrote nice weather. I put that in quotes. But yeah, so anyway, how is the weather where you are in San Francisco?
Oh my god. So, for everyone across the country that isn't understanding what's happening in California right now, you may see like 70, 85 degrees, and you may be like, wow, that's so normal. How do you know?
No.
San Francisco people are used to wearing sweats.
Yeah.
Nobody has any fucking air conditioning. It's disgusting.
Well,
I sweat buckets every day.
People
and
live in
every
like
night my bed
modern
turns to
apartments
water.
do. Like the apartments I used to live in when I was there for the first 2 years I was in San Francisco. Those ones had air conditioning. The Townsend apartments.
You know, one of the largest towers, the Millennium Tower, does not have air conditioning in the
Yikes.
first 10 floors. And they only
Ouch.
have air conditioning as it's going up because of the sun hitting the windows.
That kind of
So,
makes sense, but
air
still,
conditioning
ouch.
is not a granted.
No, yeah. I don't have it here, but honestly, so like here it's
But-
been 80 and 90. Like I've been not going on. I didn't go on a walk today. And I went on a walk yesterday at like 8 at night, just because if like that's like because at 8 at night it finally got down below 80 degrees yesterday where I live.
Oh my god. So there was no sun and it was still over 80 degrees.
No, 8 o'clock. Is
Over, like,
8 o'clock.
70.
8 o'clock is still sun. 8 o'clock is still sunlight.
Oh.
The sun's
Oh
going
my god,
down.
it's 8:12 right now and it's like...
I'm gonna see when sunset is. Because also, here's a question: define sunrise, Ben. Like, what time is sunrise to you? Because I think it's like
It's when the first rays of the sun, it's when the sun first becomes visible. And I know this because I stare at the sun every morning when I look at it.
so. Like, here's the thing: Siri, according to you, that's bullshit. Because okay, a few weeks ago, I think I mentioned this during I think it was episode 6 when I talked about this. I did the all nighter, right? I went for that sunrise walk, and Siri said the sunrise was at 5:50, but it was perfectly light out by 5:30. So according to Google, sunset is at 8:27 today. So yeah. Anyway,
Maybe it's like when the sun itself is not seen, is above the horizon.
and yeah,
I
okay,
think that might be the definition.
yeah, that might be, and it doesn't really matter. Anyway,
Okay.
so
Oliver, you
yeah.
have a really nice topic underneath nice weather we're having. You just have motherfucker.
I did. I had nothing to
So
put
that
there.
is-
Normally we have 3 general topics, but since we're both out of school now, and school is and my graduation week is part of my personal slide, I decided I didn't have anything to put there, so I just wrote motherfucker on our slide. Ben, you want to talk about anything just in general
Right.
here, really quickly?
Motherfucker.
No, I mean
That's a word that I've been using
Not-
recently. I don't know.
okay. No,
If you guys
nothing?
have any topics,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, honestly, this podcast has just been entertaining me for the past week.
Yeah.
Just like the topic you're gonna see coming up. This
You'll
is gonna
see what
be
our
some
topic
really
is,
great
and
stuff on the podcast.
you'll see what our viewer mail topic is, and no boy. Okay, so anyway, Ben, summer plans. You want to go ahead and describe anything for your summer plans?
Yeah, so this is actually going to be in my personal topics section, but I guess I could shoot right now. So I basically have got an internship job, which I interview at. I get onboard, they call it onboarding tomorrow. So like I'm part of a team that I don't know what we do. I don't know when we do it, and I don't know how we do it.
Oh no.
So, it's really going to be a new experience going in tomorrow. I don't know if I'm going to quit, but if I do quit, I'll end up working at...
How do you not know what you're doing for your internship / job thing? How did they not tell you, or what?
Explain later what happened, because it's very... it's an experience.
Right,
It's
yeah, 'cause, like...
why a lot of people hate the bureaucracy.
Right. I think it's like, as I said before, like, I did an internship with my city last summer. I ended up working for my school, but, like... I signed up to do some tech thing, and they told me I was doing some tech thing involving the website, but they didn't exactly tell me what. But at least I kind of knew what I was doing. It's kind of annoying that you don't know what you're doing. It's that's just yeah. Anyway, my summer plans. I did not get. So I kind of. So as I said before, I last summer I got an internship via a program where I live called Summer in the City. But that's only for like rising juniors and rising seniors. So I actually just tried to apply for an internship, or actually just for a job to pretty much do for my school exactly what I did last summer, just for an actual job this summer. And they said they rejected me because they're quarantined on some other thing because of public school government rules. They could not have it as an actual job. So, nope.
I'm sorry, isn't that like what's exactly needed at this time?
Yeah, exactly.
If you're listening to this, you literally need Oliver. This is the thing that you should be spending your money on.
Also, it's stuff I could do from home. It was last year I was editing websites, editing a video, and creating thumbnails, and setting up their YouTube channel. Right, I could do that. I did do that from home. Literally, I did. In fact, last time, because I was doing an internship, I could only have so many hours. They actually had to ask me to stop doing it from home because I actually enjoyed what I was doing so much. I started doing it on my own free time. It's funny.
That's weird. That's weird.
Other summer plans for me involve. I'm probably gonna be getting a computer for. Actually, I'm getting a new computer when I go to college. Although I'm also gonna bring my current brick MacBook Pro with me as well, just because I want to be able to, like, if it's an application I don't exactly trust all the way, I'm gonna download it on my crappy one first, not my nice new one.
Well, I have no idea what I'm going to do over the summer besides this internship, which I don't know how long it is. I don't know when it ends.
That's really...
All I know is that...
Yikes. Anyway.
Seriously, I'll tell you all about it. It's whack.
So yeah, that's also your personal... okay, now we're going to move on from general topics to personal topics. We're still in the life and lockdown slide, but now we move on to the personal section. So, I went to a protest rally. It kind of relates to like what we were talking about last week. Pretty much the entire topic was the whole Black Lives Matter stuff like that, the protests. I went down to Monterey. I actually took a video, which I'll include a little bit of footage of that here if I remember. I did film it vertically because I was also holding a sign at the time, so it was kind of hard for me to film horizontally and actually have it be stable. Anyway, but still, it was a very eventful protest.
How big was it?
What? It was only, I think, a couple
How
thousand.
many people were there?
2,000 maybe, not a lot. So pretty much, remember, this is kind of close to Carmel, which the population is wealthy, rich, and mostly white. Anyway, but everyone there was wearing a face mask, which was good. But the speakers there were very, very well. The speakers there were very, very good because it was all. I think there were 4 speakers in total there. They all written poems, which were all very powerful, very, very well written. It was really, really enjoyed that. It wasn't.
Were any of them black or were they all white? I'm just curious.
No, some of them were black. There were people of many different races there, to be honest. Because like some people came from.
Carmel had that many people.
I think it's like some people came from Watsonville, and we've got a large Mexican community around here, and so it was just very, very cool, because it was very, very, very cool to be there and just seeing that many people actually like in this area. It's like there's a difference between like even like seeing your footage and actually being there in person. It really does make a difference, and you know what? I'm very glad I went to that. I'm also planning on probably going to another one in the future, maybe in something like San Jose at some point. Anyway,
if you guys are in San Francisco, we have one. I think on June 11th, we're marching from the Embarcadero to. No, I think we're marching from like Mission to the Embarcadero. I would encourage all the San Francisco listeners of this podcast to attend. It's a really good way to show your support. Bring a face mask. Stay 6 feet apart. Yeah. Also, listen to last week's episode.
Yeah, episode 7. Yeah.
It was very. I enjoyed listening to it. I'll just say that.
Yeah.
I mean. Yeah. So you want to talk about your next?
I want to mention one more thing about the protest very quickly. So someone have you seen these before? They're keychain spray paint cans, as in they're like the size of like pepper spray keychain things, but they're spray paint instead. and someone was spray painting like the back of a car, like over the Trump bumper sticker with it on a PT Cruiser, which is great because PT Cruisers are terrible. Also because Trump bumper sticker, gross. Anyway.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But like by the time I think so we marched like around like a 2 mile area twice, I think. And by the second time around, that PT Cruiser was just covered in spray paint.
I'm just gonna say this: somebody with a PT Cruiser that has a Trump bumper sticker in Carmel is like the most predictable thing I would ever hear. And to think that somebody spray painted that, they really got what was coming to them.
Yeah.
For having
Also,
shitty car and a shitty bumper
so
sticker.
the PT Cruiser, gross car. Somehow, I am of the belief that I've got no way to prove this, and it probably isn't true, but it feels like to me at least, living here, that about 70% of the PT Cruisers in the world just somehow ended up in Watsonville, California, because they are everywhere where I live. It's ugh. Also,
I've seen one in like the last 3 years.
yeah, I know. Lucky you. They are hideous. Anyway, the only nice Chrysler car they actually built around that time, they actually built a nice car that looked like they actually had the back of a PT Cruiser, but it was a sports car called the Crossfire. Anyway, my PS4 controller, I ordered it back in November or late October of 2019. It finally got here. I'm so happy. It's actually nice, and the buttons are. It's the newer one, so it actually has the analog everything. It's really nice. Also, it was originally a Japanese one, but it was shipped from Arizona, because the PS4 controllers are called PS4 DualShock controllers, but since it was translated from Japanese, the packaging said DoubleShock. But yeah. Anyway, PS4 controller got here. I'm very happy about that, because my other one, while my original PS4 controller still works, I guess, fine, it is a bit messed up. Anyway. Ben, you want to talk? Ben, you've got a lot of capitalization on yours for your personal topic.
Hey, you have capitalization too. All right, so my first topic is cooking and shit.
I capitalized PS4
over the
because it's an
past-
acronym.
You know what? Whatever. PlayStation. Anyways, cooking and shit, which stands for sucking huge, immaculate trees. Yes.
What?
Anyways.
Okay, I get it.
I don't know.
I see where you're going with
Cut
that.
one out. Anyways, don't actually. So cooking. So I've been cooking recently. I've been having. Oh God, this is like the most male thing ever. Yeah, I've been cooking recently. I made brownies. I made like fucking like shit ton of food, and like it's liberating, you know, like cooking. Oh my God, I cooked mac and cheese from a box the other day, and I felt like a master chef. I don't know what I've become. I don't know what's wrong with me, but
That's great.
I mean, it just feels good to make something with my hands. You know, it's been very interesting. My little cooking experience of putting ham and mac and cheese and stuff. Also, I got a $30 Amazon gift card from a Kahoot that I won, and I then used to buy a very crap pair of headphones.
What brand?
The Sony ZX whatever.
I'm still rocking my. Okay, wait. I have I'm still rocking the Power Locus P2s, which are $19, but somehow have like 16 hours of battery life and actually are pretty good headphones. Legit, like it's.
Yeah, mine are wired.
Like I think it's like mine are Bluetooth, but they also have the option for auxiliary as well.
Yeah.
But also, like they've got a slight problem with noise leakage. But I guess like some noise leaks out if it's too loud, but they're pretty good. Anyway, also they're like $19 on Amazon.
I got mine for like my studio recording needs.
I never buy any headphones for more than like $20, $25 because I break headphones normally pretty easily. Like a pair of headphones for me normally lasts about maybe 6 or 8 months. Anyway, Ben, do you want to move on to the viewer mail?
Studio quality headphones I could use. Oh no, I have to talk about my job. Sorry.
Okay, yeah. So
Okay, here. I'm sorry if this is going over time.
It's fine.
Okay, so about my job. So I applied to this thing called Opportunities for All in San Francisco, which is essentially you're guaranteed to get a job if you work with the city government or whatever. You work with like a ton of corporations. Because originally, I don't think I told you guys, I had I was gonna do an internship with like this really cool biotech company, and I didn't get. They canceled it because of COVID.
Ouch.
And yeah, so I was looking to do that, and then they canceled the opportunity, so I wasn't able to get it. And now I was like, oh, let's see opportunities for all and stuff. And so what they did, they referred me to a group called the Japanese Community Youth Center, which I then applied to a job to. And those guys referred to me to the Mayor's Youth Employment Program, which I then applied to a job to. And then they referred me to the group that I'm working with now called Horizon, which I don't know who they are. I don't know what they do. They seem to I'm either providing job training to people, which I'm unqualified to do, or getting job training brought to me for some random stuff, which is really weird because I'm getting paid to be trained for job skills that I wouldn't say I already have, but I'd say that, like, I can do pretty well. I just kind of regret taking the position, and I kind of wish I could do it instead.
So pretty much, you applied for you applied for a job that you don't know about with just a lot of extra steps along the way.
See, I applied for a job that I thought I know about because I checked off, like, I want biotech, or I want medicine, and I want, like, art and stuff. And they referred me to some random ass group. Like, seriously, I could be working with the summer camp. I could be working with the Whole Foods or Target or these.
You got like no email, like no way of knowing. They have like emailed you what you're actually doing.
So they've emailed. No, so tomorrow I have the onboarding call.
Okay.
Which is just when they tell us what's happening. And if I don't like it, I'm just gonna quit and just go to Whole Foods. Like, I'm in that position where, as a middle class man, I can do Whole Foods, and I'd much rather do that because at least I know what the hell I'm doing.
Didn't you post about Whole? Well, wasn't Whole Foods featured in an Instagram story post yours the other day?
Yeah. So I'll just say this: every single corporation that I'm planning on working for is trash. They're really bad. They don't have a union, all right? But I'm willing to do my part for these people to work because you need to work within capitalism to survive, in my instance. And I would never do anything to harm these companies by myself because that's horrible.
Yeah.
I mean, like, just by myself, like, why would I do that? That's not a me thing to do.
Yeah.
When the time arises, though, they're getting it.
All right. So, okay, hello and welcome to what the fuck this is. This is viewer mail.
You know what time of the Wasted Time podcast that is. We're gonna waste your time and ours with viewer mail.
Where this is all about. This is gonna sound very weird, but we got a viewer email that pretty much said. Hey, wait, actually, Ben, do you have the actual email on the file? Do you want to read it, or do you just because last time you had the actual email? Ben, do you want to read it?
From the same people that brought you Virus and Gay.
No, different people.
This email, it's not the same dude.
No.
So, hold up. I'm getting to it. Don't worry. I'm getting to it.
All right.
I'm getting to it. Here we go. Even though, so our commenter says, even though episode 7 was undeniably important, I'm glad to see you're back to doing more light topics. That being said, I think you should do a thing on the new Pornhub achievements to get back to your lighter tone. The link before is an immigrant post of blah, blah, blah. So there's a ton of different achievements.
This email was rife with spelling errors, but there were spelling errors everywhere in this email.
Yeah, I'm so sorry, viewer, who we're not gonna release the name of.
Because,
no. You know, like, why would we do that? That's
I mean, last time we got last time we got permission from the person to do it, but this time we did not. So. Anyways. Also, to be very clear, they actually were kind of to attach an Imgur, like an Imgur and Reddit article in the things. We did not actually have to go to the Pornhub website for this. All
right. From now on, we're going to call Pornhub
the sausage site, the sausage website. Yeah, we did not have to go to the sausage website for that. So pretty much, the sausage website has achievements. There are some for again. This is just off the Imgur article, by the way. Or the Imgur post, I guess. There's some for, like, have your account for a year, have your account for 4 years, like, upload a video. And then there are other...
your account for the 1,000th time.
And then there's others like, I'm not kidding. Voted best dick.
Where?
Oh, boy.
Voted best dick?
Yeah, that was just...
Dude.
Oh boy, it was So
they literally we're
not going to really talk about the achievements themselves. We're going to question why these exist, Because like there's one like comment 500,000 times, watch over 1,000 hours. Those are not achievements. Those are marks of shame, to be honest.
Exactly. It seems that they're just rubbing your face in how bad of a person you are.
Yeah.
I mean, not bad of a person, just like, you know,
Yeah.
how much fucking sausage you watch.
Yeah. It's just like what's like why did these like it's like what's the point of this? I mean, it is funny. I'll give it that. It's funny. And to be fair, the sausage website has been known to have a sense of humor. They changed their name to Cornhub once for a while ago. That was pretty funny. Which inspired a very
Multiple questions.
which probably inspired one of my favorite Family Guy cutaways of all time, which was the corn cutaway.
I would like to see
Yeah.
the meeting where they tried to discuss how to create fucking achievements.
Yeah.
Like, who suggested that?
Like, I think
Why do they suggest
there's
names
one.
like-
So the few that I actually remember the name of.
I'm gonna just say a few names. I'm gonna just say a
Okay,
few
go
names.
ahead.
That's okay. Okay. The 2 thumbs up. The connoisseur. The Tolstoy for having 1,000 comments on Sasha's site. The Hoarder from having 500 favorites in your phone, and of course it's spelled Hoarder with
Yeah.
WHORE. Yes, and then the Supreme Leader if you reach 25,000 subscribers. Who made these names? Why do they exist? And why have they not been hired to like a better marketing team than Sausage Site?
Didn't Sausage Site sponsor like an actual like professional soccer team back in like 2014 or something?
I think they're still.
Are they?
I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah. While you do that, we have to talk about the way that we actually should probably talk about the way the Waste of Time podcast is being interactive with Sausage Site. Ben, you want to talk about that? Because we have an account
Yeah,
on
so
Sausage
guys-
Site.
So, we have an account on Sausage Site. We're not going to promote it here because,
I might.
you know,
I
why
might.
would we?
I might put it on screen. The link to it. You have to type in yourself because I think if I put it in the description, I'm probably gonna get this video blocked. But
So it's perfect if you want to study, if you want to work. It has pictures of SpongeBob.
it is family friendly.
Like,
There is it's not family friendly, but it's 100% non-adult. I mean, well, it's non-pornographic in any way, shape, or form. It has SpongeBob YouTube poop videos, last week tonight edits, the Friends intro, but it's the Arrowverse.
so essentially Oliver's story, but there's no copyright issues.
Oh, yeah, speaking of which, you saw my story today, didn't you?
Yeah.
The blooper reel from the Arrowverse, yeah. So it has something called Hardcore SpongeBob, which is a very, very, very inappropriate SpongeBob YouTube poofs from like 2012. It has every single Total Drama intro. Yes, there's that thing that's on there as well. The full first episode of the 90s cartoon, the full first episode of 90s cartoon James Bond Jr. That's on there as well.
See, guys,
80s,
not
80s,
only
90s,
are
yeah.
we whoring ourselves out on the internet through Sausage Site, we are also whoring ourselves out on another app, on an application that you may not know, or you probably do know. Oliver, would you like to introduce the Patreon?
Oh yeah, so as this kind of started out, I think it's pretty much like every single internet, I guess, influencer, whatever we're supposed to call them. Like it's kind of like it's just a trend at this point on the internet. It's annoying that everyone has to have a Patreon because fuck it. So we have one as well. I'll link that in the description for sure, if I remember, of course, along with our Instagram and stuff like that. But yeah, don't support us because everything. So there are some legitimate things on there like access to the post show, which we're not doing SoundCloud anymore. So post show's on there. I think that's like $2 and then $3 for just the raw audio. And maybe doing early access for episodes, but those are the realistic parts. If you want to sponsor us for $5, we've got a section up there. I believe this is called Absolutely Nothing or something like that. Anyway, if you want to give us $500 for absolutely no reason, you can, and in return you will get a screenshot of nothingness. You'll get just a blank screenshot. So yeah. Feel free to donate $500 for no fucking reason whatsoever. I mean, it's technically something.
And also, if you want to donate to my Switch.
Yeah, that's true. I'm also going to create one hopefully in the future that's called Ben's Switch Fund. But also, here's the thing, right? So it's Ben. The reason it's by screenshot, right, is because I actually had to set as per upload, not per month. So in theory, if someone does subscribe to that, I can get it. I can put like 4 uploads in a row and get a lot of money. But seriously though, let me make this very clear. We expect to make no money off of this. This was done as a kind of as a satirical move versus all the of like everyone else's YouTube channel going sponsor me on Patreon, sponsor me on this. This is not actually meant to make money. If you donate to this, you've got no life. Anyway. Let's move on.
Very clear. Let's be very, very clear. If you end up donating to it, Oliver will use the money for something completely unrelated.
Just to clarify, this will not go into the podcast. This will go to me. This will not go to the podcast. If you donate $500, we'll split it 50-50, and my $250 will probably go towards the next Xbox, the Series X. None of this money goes towards the podcast at all. So because we're not upgrading our setup to this, if you do want to donate, that's fine. But do not be fooled. None of this money goes towards the podcast. This just goes into our pockets because we're assholes. All right, moving on.
You are not supporting us in any way. We're totally fine without your money.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
So, Oliver, they did, Sausage Site did sponsor a team.
Did they really?
However, they got banned from their league because they sponsored the team. So, kind of not worth it.
Max told us about that back in 7th. Remember, like Max told us about that like back in 7th grade.
I wonder why.
I mean, we all it was Max,
right,
so come on. I think we know why. Now let's transition into
our weekly Wild Man Oliver. Woo!
All right, so this might be the last Wild Man update for a while, and that's because of the weather. So I've been waking up to the tent in the last few nights, and it's been 110 degrees in there in like 9:30 in the morning. I'm actually worried about my phone getting fried if I do that a lot. So I'm gonna spend maybe spending like. So I think every night I'm gonna check what the weather's gonna be the next morning, and then I'll make my decision based off of that. But I mean, I'll be doing Wild Man Oliver updates every week, but this might be the last, like, because I think it's like last week I spent 2 nights inside, stuff like that. Anyway, the nights I have spent out in the tent, as I said, they've been extremely hot in the morning when I wake up. Although just the sleeping conditions have been nice. I found a way to vacuum the tent without sucking up the tent floor. Cause like I think it's like I did a Wild Man Oliver video where actually. On my channel, I think it's episode 3, where I actually went and vacuumed my tent with the power vacuum, and it just pretty much sucked up the tent floor. I'm using a dust buster, like a Dyson, I'm using a Dyson handheld vacuum, like a dust buster type thing. It has like basically no power, but it's just enough to get the dirt off the floor. It's perfect. Anyway, yeah, I spent 1 or 2 nights indoors, and that's pretty much all we got for this one. Not very exciting. Although actually, hold on, that's not true. There was a dead bat outside my tent recently. There was a dead bat.
Oh, that sucks. But anyways, I'd love to see a Wild Man Oliver vlog where all you do is you're indoors and you're like, nope, it's too hot at like 12 a.m. and just walk back in and plop on your bed.
I will film that tonight. All right.
All right. So let's focus on
Ben's side.
What I have to bring to the table. Oh boy. And coming at you live from San Francisco, this is your weekly Fuck 12. That's right, weekly Fuck 12, where we break down some of the shittiest things that the cops did this week. So, we've promised that we are not going to stop covering the Minneapolis issue and the George Floyd protest and the Breonna Taylor protest as well, because that does an incredibly big disservice. So we're going to switch to a little bit of heavier stuff, but we're going to keep it kind of light. So let's start off with the weekly Fuck 12. All right, so first off, we have a story from BuzzFeed News that says that it is legal for cops to sexually assault people and say that they got their consent in jail. That makes it legal for a cop to rape somebody.
Yeah, it does.
And they do it.
Yeah.
They do it. I got actually 3 more stories. So the first story is Emerald Black, who was a year ago in, I think it was San Leandro, which is near where I live. She was stopped at a traffic stop. She was pregnant, and the police kicked her stomach and killed her baby.
Yeah.
She miscarried due to the police. And she has had no justice. There's been no wrongful death. There's been nothing. And it's just another example of how the cops routinely brutalize people and fucking get away with it.
Yeah.
Now let's also talk about police entitlement. Have you seen that one video where the police are like, they're treating us like thugs and we can't stop it, and
Yeah.
and on about how people are finally criticizing them. And then they flip their shit. It's been a week. It's been 3 weeks. And there's been so many cases of brutality that you've still done. And now you expect us to forgive you? Like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, no, it's just,
no.
yeah, no.
I actually have another story that I didn't put in here, but I'll say that for a little bit later. Minneapolis, the city of Minneapolis, has actually done what a lot of people have been asking
Yep, they have.
people to do, especially in my city of San Francisco, and they said they would dissolve the police. They
Yep.
got rid of the police union, they dissolved the cops, and they said that we're going to switch to a more community-oriented strategy, which means you'll have social workers. You may have a little violent force, but it's going to be tiny, and it's not going to be the majority of the city budget like it is in other places.
Yeah.
I thought that was really cool.
Yeah,
this is something that's really neat.
It's a step in the right direction, definitely, for the country, I think, seeing signs like that.
It definitely is. And San Francisco needs to do it too. In Washington, D.C., they painted the streets, said Black Lives Matter, but they didn't defund the police, and they let the police gas protesters. So that's not cool, but, what are you going to do? It's D.C. Hold up, there's one more story that I was going to say. Okay, so in Seattle, protesters have taken over the East Precinct, if you know what that is, and it's over on Capitol Hill, that they say, and they called it the Capitol Hill Autonomous Zone. So no government exists in there. They're showing documentary movies every night. They have free food, free water. It's a commune. They literally have created the first commune, and I think this is really important, in my opinion.
That's good. It's still going on. Like, we've seen definitely changes for the better in the last week since we did our last podcast, but it's still going on. It's still very much a very real issue.
Yes.
And it's going to continue to be that.
Breonna Taylor's murderers?
I think sadly for a while it's going to continue to be a very big issue.
Yeah. Like, Breonna Taylor's murders have not been charged. Botham Jean's murders have. I think Amber Geiger was charged. I don't think Philando Castile's murders have been charged. I don't think a lot of unarmed Black people's murders have been charged. And that's something that we need to get doing. And also something that I've seen is a lot of racism and a lot of Confederate statues have actually been going down. In England, we saw Edward Colston going down. In Minneapolis, we saw Christopher Columbus going down.
Yep.
People have actually been taking down these statues that people have said are racist for the longest time. And it's like, if the government tells us that we can't take down those statues and we want the statues taken down, then we'll fucking take them down. That's just how it works.
I want to, speaking of which, there was talking again about our probably the most referenced news source, at least in name, last week tonight. There was a last week tonight episode about Confederate statues several years ago about this, and a lot of the ones that were mentioned in that episode last week tonight were finally being taken down now, which is good. Anyway, And
I really liked their episode on the police. That was really good.
Yeah. Anyway, Ben, you got two more small things here as well.
Tone. Yeah. So let's shift from institutionalized racism in the United States to my college experience. We're trying to keep this lighter. So, UC Irvine is the school that I'm going to, if you guys don't know. And they have requested me that I get a tuberculosis risk screening, that I get a ton of vaccinations, immunization records, and forms that I do not have access to unless I go into the doctor's office and ask. And knowing me, I will not go into a Starbucks and ask for an order. I'll order it online. I'm scared of human contact when you're talking to like someone that's supposed to serve you. So I'm scared, and I don't really know what to do. But then my mom's like, "Hey, there's actually this medical portal called Find My Health," and Oliver just changed. Never mind. Anyways, edit that part out. UC Irvine was being difficult, and I finally found my immunization records, and I got them done. But at the time that I was writing this, I didn't know how to do my immunization records, and I was going to go through what the fuck is wrong with Irvine? They suck. I hate them. I wish I never went to school there. But, not really. They've also said we're going to have all online classes, but we are going to be able to go to the campus, and I, for one, cannot wait to leave my house. So
nice.
I'm willing.
I'm still unsure whether or not I'm going to be doing on-site or at least start out with. Anyway, but Ben, you want to read number 3 on your slide?
So, I put Nintendo Switch Adventure and sorry, not Josh, Oliver changed it to Nintendo Cockfuck Adventure. So on Friday, my parents were like, "Yeah, you know what? You can finally get that Switch that you wanted for 10 weeks." I was like, "Whoa, really?" They're like, "Yep, it's because you've been so good and you got your all A senior year." I was like, "Wow, great!" So we ordered from Best Buy, and if you guys don't know, Best Buy likes to do this thing where they get their orders in so late that they send it to us like they send it in different waves. So I got my Animal Crossing game today, but I'm still waiting on The Legend of Zelda, the Nintendo Switch Lite. I'm sorry, I had to get the Lite. They didn't actually have any other Switches that were under $500 on eBay. I wasn't about to pay $500 for a Switch.
Yeah, no.
Or buy it from somebody who was going to pay $500.
Yeah.
And honestly, the Lite's good for me, I think. And Legend of Zelda and Game Card. I'm still waiting on those.
I may get a Switch Lite. I may get a Switch Lite, actually. I'm thinking about it, to be honest.
They were supposed to arrive today.
Yeah.
They arrived. But they are actually arriving tomorrow. And Animal Crossing was supposed to arrive on Monday, but it arrived today.
I've bought one thing from Best Buy, and it was my Xbox One. In fact, my old YouTube channel actually has a video called Buying an Xbox One on it. I went back and checked on it. It has like 2.4 thousand views. My next most viewed video on that channel has like 200 views. It's ridiculous. And all it is me carrying the box out of Best Buy, set to the soundtrack of In the Hall of the Mountain King. That's all it is. It's crap.
I mean, I guess people really wanted to watch it.
It was made using the now defunct YouTube Capture app. Do you remember that thing? Gross. Nasty. No, never again. Ugh. Anyway,
Yeah.
I may get a Switch Lite though,
That's
because
my Nintendo Cockfuck Adventure.
I actually got I got like a sizable amount of money from like just from like relatives and like stuff like that for graduation. So I may get a Switch Lite. I don't know.
Ooh.
Because you can
Make
get
sure
like
to order it soon because they go out of stock very fast.
I mean you can get one on Amazon for like $150, so I might do that.
When I looked, you could only get it for like more than $199, which is why I had to buy it from Best Buy because they were actually selling it for the lowest price.
Ouch. Anyway, yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, like the Switch, Nintendo's actually like just in general like they've had a weird habit of like it's been like it's actually well documented like since I think like the 90s. They've all like whenever they have like a major console release, they tend to understock major manufacturers and sellers like Walmart. They tend to Walmart, GameStop, Best Buy, places like those. They tend to understock them. Not Walmart, but like Target. They tend to understock the Switch.
On purpose.
Yeah, I know. They do
that with Amiibo. They do that with games. It's really frustrating because
it drives the prices up. It makes the prices like I think think about like the Xbox One S. Right? It's like the Switch has been out for like what almost getting close to 3 years now. Yeah, 2017. Actually, no, it's over 3 years. March. March. So it is, and the prices are still like over $250, like versus the Xbox One S, which was I think right now I think came out like 2016, 17. Like 3 years later, off of that, you can get one now for like $150. So it's very interesting. Anyway, let's move on from that to
$299 for something that wasn't in short supply.
Yeah,
is the question. Because they make artificial scarcity for everything.
They do.
And it really sucks.
Yeah.
Sorry, Oliver. I talked over you.
No, that's fine. That it is absolutely true. Anyway, I'm gonna move on to my slide because I'm done with high school. Sorry, I actually finished high school last week, but we were dedicating the whole podcast to the more important topic, so I didn't really talk about it that much there. I mentioned I think very briefly in the opening. But yeah, I finished high school, and like my entire last week was a weird like I had drive-through graduation on Monday, and then on Friday I had like a proper digital graduation. But my entire last week I was doing like graduation kind of stuff. Like I got something called what is it? A CSF? Is that what it is? The CSF Golden Seal Bearer? I don't even know what that is, to be honest. Ben.
Yeah, so CSF is something at my school. California Scholarship Foundation.
Yeah, that's what I googled and found that out. Yeah,
like in the top of your class.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you get cords at my school for it. I forgot to sign up. At my school, you have to sign up. So I didn't get a cord, and I kind of wanted one because I wanted to tutor people. but a lot of people were in CSF because they wanted to get the cord, and that's it.
I got a golden stole, which is pretty cool. I like that. Yeah,
I saw it. It looked really cool.
yeah, it's really nice. If I remember to, I'll put a picture
What
of
color
it
was your
here.
gown, by the way?
Black, school color.
Huh? Mine was green.
I saw, yeah. Actually, everyone watched episode 6 saw as well, or episode 5, or whichever one it was. Anyway, apart from that,
Listen, I look cool in there.
I think it's like so pretty much I've also been eating for graduation my mom actually made this like really nice cheesecake, which I like cheesecake. It is my favorite cake. So but like it was so massive. I'm still eating that today, and we had it on Friday. We're still eating that today. Like
Oh man.
yeah. But I've also been doing a lot of
cake.
exercise to offset the extra calories from the cheesecake. Because I got down to 197 for the first time in a while. 197 pounds, so that was good.
Bro, you've gotten a ton of achievements. It's really cool.
Phrasing.
Don't
I'm
phrase
proud of
it
you, man. I'm proud
in the
of
term of this podcast, Ben. Don't say achievements.
you. Oliver, sorry, you've reached a lot of levels. You might be the squire.
Is that the name of an achievement?
That's the name of an achievement. I think you might be the best video of 2019.
Okay. Anyway, so I'm gonna mention something here. So
Why would you send us a mail request that's just right the form of achievement?
I don't know.
Who just thinks that?
I don't know.
Sorry, man.
Anyway,
I'm sorry. We're not trying to
I got one other thing on my slide, and that's if you guys watched the CW show The Flash, there's a character on there named Elongated Man. It's pretty. I mean, literally.
In the context of the podcast, why would you say elongated?
I mean, because it's been his name's been Plastic Man / Elongated Man for like over 50 years, so it's been around way before Sausage Hub. Anyway, his actor was recently fired from the. Yeah, that's true. His actor was recently fired from the show for racist I think it was like for 2 racist tweets he made 8+ years ago before he even started working with the network. So that's a thing. I'm rather annoyed about that firing because he was actually a really good character too.
Yeah, something that I've noticed, even as an online leftist, is that a lot of times people will decide to drag an actor or an actress for something that they said a really long time ago.
Yeah.
And that they've decided to pick. That's not real activism. That's not
No.
real leftism, in my opinion. And although I think it's true that racism 8 years ago is still racism.
Yeah.
For sure. I think people's minds can definitely change. And if they are an anti-racist activist right now, and they were racist in the past.
He's been doing some stuff for Black Lives Matter
I don't
recently.
really think it matters.
He's been doing some stuff for Black Lives
Yeah,
Matter recently.
I don't think. Yeah, I would say this is unjust. I would say this isn't. I'm not going to say cancel culture because that doesn't really exist. But like.
Also, like chances are
He didn't need to be fired for that.
he's been working with the network since I think 2016 when he started with his role as Ralph Didney on The Flash, in season 4 I think. Yeah, 4. It was 4. Actually, I'm rewatching pretty much all the Arrowverse on Netflix at this point. Anyway, but we'll get more on that in the quarantine media segment. But like, so the chances are, if he's been working on it in 2016, chances are they've known about this for a while now, and they've just decided to bring it out now because it makes them look good apparently to people.
You think this was like a deal to get him to like not work with his union or something?
I don't
I
know.
feel like this is.
My own question is like his character is still alive in most forms. He wasn't his character in the show is still technically speaking alive in most, at least on several different Earths in the multiverse in the CW Arrowverse multiverse. So his character is still alive, meaning that they're gonna have to figure out some way to phase him out. I mean, the cheap thing would, because like they just finished season 7, so like the cheap thing would be before like season 8 would just say, oh yeah, he they could have him disappear during seasons and give some like really weird explanation as to why he disappeared, like he went on permanent vacation or some bullshit, right? But like it's not like it happened mid-season so they could just kill him off. No, they actually have to figure out a way to get rid of him in between seasons now. They did that with Julian between seasons 3 and 4, but that's just because his actor left the show. Anyway, And they to be fair, that's because also his character had a built-in excuse for leaving. He was only in America for temporarily during that show during that season anyway. As a character, like his character was from England and was only visiting America temporarily.
But I don't think that should disqualify you. However, I have been seeing this is totally unrelated. I'm sorry for going off on a little tangent, but I've been seeing these posts of racist high school girls that are like really racist and have like rich families, being suspended from their colleges over like actual racism and the George Floyd challenge and stuff like that.
Yeah,
like that is something I fully support.
Yeah,
like if you're doing that right now, you should be ashamed of yourself. If you're not fighting for anti-racism, I can get it if you're a senior and maybe in freshman, sophomore, maybe even junior year you were big racist, but then you changed and started working for anti-racism. But if you're the same now, and if you're doing the fucking George Floyd challenge, you can kiss my ass. Like,
yeah, I mean, Harley Sawyer did something. He did he did some Black Lives Matter donation like as of like just a few weeks ago for Black Lives Matter. So he did some donation and stuff like that as well. Anyway, let's move on to this was supposed to be the main news segment. It's the Ben. You want to go ahead and explain this? This is your kind of thing.
Let's go. J.K. Rowling, Miss Harry Potter. The only Asian character in my books is literally named fucking Cho Chang, and all she is a sex object.
That's true.
J.K.
That's
fucking
true.
Rowling. I hate her. Yeah. So
this isn't.
Oliver, have you read Harry Potter?
Yes, a lot when I was like.
I've read Harry Potter too.
Like all the way through like first and fifth grade. Yeah. Yeah.
I like it and I still like it, but I've actually read a lot of like critical analysis that's like, well, in real life, magic would not be able to have rules and it wouldn't be bureaucratized. It would be magic. It goes against reason. And honestly, I find that really compelling. So first off, her books are trash. Actually, I really like her books. But the thing is, J.K. Rowling has come out as a TERF. Now, some may ask, what's a TERF? Well, I'll tell you. TERF is trans exclusionary radical feminist. People say it's a slur. TERFs say it's a slur. It is not a slur. And if it was a slur, I would use it against TERFs because it's a TERF. They are not people. I'm just kidding. They're people, but they're very sinister. They're feminists in air quotes, that believe that trans people do not exist because they believe that quote unquote sex is gender, sex is real. And we can't move between them. And essentially all it does is it opens the door for transphobia. And a lot of TERF spaces have devolved into very anti-feminist spaces and like anti-freedom of choice and stuff. TERFs are something else. So transphobic feminists. So you want to read some of the tweets that she said, Oliver?
I can hardly actually see my screen's very small right now. I will read the one on the bottom right. All right. It says, dress however you please, call yourself whatever you like, sleep with any consenting adult who have you, live your best life in peace and security, but force women out of their jobs for stating that sex is real? ?
Okay.
Hashtag I stand
with,
innocuous. A bunch of hashtags too.
Yeah, go ahead, sorry.
No, it's just a bunch of hashtags.
This might look innocuous at first, but that's not all that the person that she's talking about did. They made transphobic tweets and they harassed a trans member of parliament. They went after a trans member of parliament, put up signs calling them he, when I think they're a trans woman.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if they're a trans woman or not. But so I'll be using the term they. But anyways, the woman that she's talking about made this trans member of parliament feel horrible and harassed her and created like a threat campaign against her. That is not okay. And yes, you should be forced out of your job. J.K. Rowling also wrote this whole thing about, it's called on quote unquote people who menstruate, which is a loaded term to basically exclude trans women from the meaning of feminism. Like, ugh. And her
it's just nasty and gross. It does like the whole. It's just really nasty. Everything she's written about this, it's just not good.
But you know what really sucks? like we're in such an important time right now.
Yeah.
And she's just like, look at me, I have.
Although I mean,
wizards."
there's been stuff about her, this type of stuff back since the end of 2019 as well. If you look at that.
We've known she's a turf. She just fucking went mask off. It is.
Yeah, it's.
If anyone who's watching this and doesn't believe that trans women are women, trans rights. All right, you can go subscribe to J.K. Rowling. I don't want you.
Yeah.
You better not.
Anyway.
So I'm not gonna read the second two.
Yeah.
But all she talks about is like defending her warped concept of what sex is.
It's the same stuff over and over again.
Shifting from.
Yeah.
So shifting from trans-exclusionary radical feminism to a more lighter topic of quarantine media. Let's do this.
Ben, you want to start off with your list first?
Yeah, so I've recently been getting back into Third Eye Blind.
What? What's up, Ben?
I'm sorry. I remember I was an edgy 8th grader and I loved listening to those guys during like my sad times. It's like, yeah, dude, this is so fucking deep, man. And then like when I put it on, I was like, yo, this really isn't that deep, but it sounds awesome. So I was just listening to it.
A quick question, Ben. Why is your side of the screen called Ben's Cum Slide?
Because I made an entire slide out of cum.
All right then.
Why does this need to come up in this specific episode?
I don't know.
Everything is just relating to sex.
Oh
Freud was
boy.
right, dude. Freud was right. Anyways, I've also been listening to Trippie Redd, his album, like, Wish. I love Wish. It's so good. Queen.
Wish.com.
I don't know. And then my friend the other day introduced me to Radio Disney, and they will not. My friend, as I've listened to Radio Disney a little bit in preparation for this podcast, because I just wanted to say that I've been listening to Radio Disney.
Why? I remember accidentally stumbling across Radio Disney at like 3 a.m. on my old alarm clock in like 5th grade, my alarm clock radio, because I could not sleep. I listened to Radio Disney at 3 a.m. because I was that bored. Oh boy! So that's for your music. So that's for your music.
Yeah, go ahead. Why don't you do your music?
I have Bastille surprisingly on my music side. That's.
Oh.
They're not really only a few songs, but they're not really my go-to choice of music. But they've done some really good stuff. They did a very interesting Green Day cover as well with Basket Case, but it has like trumpets and like it's very much their style. It's got lots of cheese horns in it. It's great.
Pretty good actually.
Yeah.
I enjoy it.
And the Power Rock playlist. I've also who else was I gonna mention? I didn't put a name in here. I forgot to mention it, but
Oh, I forgot to mention someone too.
oh yeah.
Sorry,
there's a group called Green Day Mafia. It is the most hideous and just bland rap. I think go listen to it because it's crap. Green Day Mafia.
You're really
Also,
bored. Anyways,
Passenger as well. That's also on there for some reason.
I totally forgot. So recently, one of my friends is he's into K-pop, and
Oh boy.
kind of went down the rabbit hole. Listen, it's not bad. Like it isn't bad. The producers are like really good, but like as long as you don't get into like the whole fandom thing, like the songs are pretty good. Like Twice is pretty good. I don't know. I'm not becoming a stan or anything, but like,
Hey Ben.
it's pretty good. Like,
Ben?
come on.
I want you to know I'm gonna cut this part out and put this up as a separate video. It's gonna be in the normal podcast, but I'm gonna cut out and put this up as a separate video called Ben Justifies K-pop. All right.
Listen, it's not that bad, all right? It's not that bad. Listen, please don't disown me, all right?
It's cool, dude. It's
Anyways.
if you like that music, I don't really mind. It's fine. You know, it could be a lot worse. Hey, it could be Green Day Mafia. Ben, did you listen to what I sent you?
Butterfly.
What? Butterfly. That's
No, I
not.
didn't,
They're still a
because you
band
told me
officially.
how bad
Crazy
it
Town.
was.
But did you listen to the Green Day Mafia song I sent you? Was it Homer Simpson does the nay
I
nay?
did not, sadly.
Homer Simpson is a nay nay for 3,800 hours and inevitably dies.
Where
Anyway,
those...
the nay nay. Anyway, yeah, you looked it up. I'm gonna list my games I've been playing. So Forza Horizon 4 a little bit. They had a weird thing with it. Their summer season was glitched. It was very weird. Watch Dogs 2. Call of Duty Mobile a little bit. Actually, I've played that in like a week. I've made a few videos on it. Sherlock Holmes, The Devil's Daughter. MLB The Show 20. What else did I play? I played BitLife, which is a mobile life simulator game. BitLife.
I'm sorry, if I could just cut in. I'm listening to Green Day Mafia right now. It's
bad, isn't it?
It's definitely something.
It's certainly something. Anyway, Ben, you want to talk about your games? Ben, you're up for games.
Yeah. So I've recently gotten back into 3DS in preparation for my Nintendo Switch. So actually, I've been playing Kirby and the Rainbow Curse recently. First off, on my old Wii U, which I have hooked up, which I still use, by the way.
I used mine last week and did nothing with it.
Robobot. I've been playing Kirby Planet Robobot. That's big. That's been big for me.
I remember
and
that
I
game.
honestly enjoy it because it's just easy as fuck, and like I just want a game to just grind on when I'm.
It's Kirby. It's gonna be pretty
And then
easy.
Yeah, and then I started playing Pokemon Moon, and I got to the Grass type Pokemon, the Trial, and I just can't beat it. So I was like, "Fuck it, I'm not gonna even try," and I just quit.
I've been playing that. I've been playing Pokemon Sun Restricted recently, which has been fun. Like you put like it's kind of like I made a restriction like where if a Pokemon faints, I can no longer use it. It's dead. So.
What the fuck?
It's fun. It's a challenge. I already beat the entire game like I beat it like the week it came out. I got it on day one.
I just can't beat the grass type Pokemon. That's really difficult.
Oh well.
And also I've been playing Animal Crossing New Leaf in
That's a fun
preparation
game
for Animal Crossing New Horizons.
Also, by the way, the Animal Crossing Edition Switch does actually not come with a copy of the game. It's not listed anywhere on the Amazon or most other websites about that, which is interesting.
Really?
Yeah.
So you want to talk about yours?
I already.
TV?
Oh, my TV. So I mentioned I'm
Not on your TV.
Yeah, I'll do TV. Because I already talked about my games. So as I mentioned before, also these are all the reason. Like normally the segment's not this long, but we did not talk about this at all last week. We did like protest media instead. Ben, do not delete my entire thing. Thank you. You selected my entire thing on the slide. Thank you. Anyway, so that's why it's this long this week. Sorry about that. Anyway, so TV, DC's Legend of Tomorrow, Netflix, Rick and Morty, Adult Swim app, and Hulu, Death in Paradise, Season 9, Amazon, and The Flash on Netflix.
So
Ben,
I watched that one documentary about Jeffrey Epstein on Netflix.
I watched the video about Theo Epstein.
I've also been watching I don't know what it's called, but it's this Netflix show about some dude that goes to Ibiza to try to find her old DJ boyfriend or something, and they sell cocaine or something. It's one of the worst TV shows I've ever seen.
What's it called, Ben?
Terrible acting, and I love it.
Ben, what's it called?
I don't know what it's called.
I'll give you time. I'll cut out the rest of I'll cut out the audio clip. Just go look for it.
It's called White Lines.
What a great pun.
It's called White Lines. It's so ass. It's so
Then
ass.
why are you
can find
watching
on
it?
Netflix.
Why are you watching it?
I'm watching it because I like to watch shitty. Oh, it's a TV show actually, not a film.
Yeah. I watched no
But
new
I've also
movies.
been watching.
I'm not
Have
watching
you
any
ever
movies.
watched Tracers? Tracers.
That's the
is a
parkour thing,
wonderful
isn't it?
Show. It's a wonderful movie about people doing fucking parkour. One of my favorite lines.
You tried to
is,
make me
"Parkour
watch that. I
is
could not
the
sit through that
hardest."
movie. Like, you tried to make me watch
It's
that
one
once.
of the worst movies of all time. It's like The Room. It's so bad. It's literally the Green Day Mafia of film. All right, it's that bad.
Oh boy, but I think let's just make the Green Day Mafia a reference point for everything bland and bad on the show. Anyway,
Yes, sir.
this week it's up to Ben to do the outro joke. So Ben, go ahead.
Well, guys, thank you so much for listening to this podcast. Remember, we're always taking viewer mail. So pretty much pretty much anything you normally use as a love letter to a Belgian prince in the 1670s, send to Jenkins123, Jenkins123 at gmail.com. I repeat, Jenkins123, Jenkins123 at gmail.com. We will cover your mail request, but don't make it something as bad as...
Yeah, please don't make it as stupid as this week, alright? I mean...
Please make it worse.
To be fair, I can't see how it could get any dumber than what we had this week, but it's the internet. Someone will think of something.
Okay, the viewer that sent that in, we're not trying to bash you, alright? But at the same time, like this is one of the most uncomfortable topics to listen to research and to listen to. Like we do some research before these podcasts. I spent 20 minutes researching each individual slide, and it was so like,
go look at our sausage profile. I'll put the link on screen so you can type it in. I'm not gonna put it in the description because I'll probably get blocked for that on YouTube. Just because although it is not inappropriate in terms of what the site is meant for, it is still a inappropriate site, which probably is automatically banned from YouTube. But yeah, go check it out if you want to watch some classic SpongeBob YouTube poops, or behind the scenes of Arrow and the Flash. All right, until then, see you next time.
Make sure not to subscribe.
And do not donate to our Patreon. Thank you. Do not.
Remember to follow Oliver Giles 2002 and Renbows on Twitter. I mean, not
Instagram,
yes, but also on Instagram.
All right, we'll see you all next time.